Where I'm from, it was women coming from Short Hills, Maplewood, everywhere to come deal with dudes in the trap. It was not just the chicks around the corner. The chicks, the drug dealer attracted all women, and it was because of the lifestyle, but it's because of the thrill. And I think a lot of young men started following the drug dealers because historically, I felt like the black woman was always the moral compass of the community. So when she allowed herself to subject herself to a drug dealer, that realigned the moral compass of the young men. So if it's good enough for mama, it's definitely good enough for me. Like just like in The Wire, his mother had him selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like in Power, Tasha said, "No, keep going." And who was Ghost's other girl? A district attorney. I got homies that's coming up that's on Fed time right now that just came home, and their girlfriends is chiefs of police. And I know homies we be bagging up. We was in the trap. Cops would be there, like not because they were snitching, because niggas was dirty. So where I'm from, drug dealers got all the women, not just the hood rats.
So what is it? Okay, so what is the majority of the women who date drug dealers are like that, or just some of them?
Honestly,
I would say
ones who
I would say it's a
dealers?
60-40. I would say 60-40, they're in favor of it.
I feel like it's not only that. If you notice,
good girls, right? To ruin her life.
Notice that the drug dealers, the rappers, the people that gang bang, you know, the people that specific, they all have common things. And like when my child's father got out of jail, the first thing he said was, "Dang, this is the style now, so I can go out and people wouldn't even know I gang bang." Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a certain type of style, and it's very common, and it's hard to tell the difference. And it's not just about flashy or looking good, but then you got to think about it. It's a survival thing. So in the hood, it's like a lot of people don't change because in order to change spiritually, the first step is to feeling safe. So you don't feel safe. So for me, when I started being attracted to those type of men, I used to think like, okay, I know if something happened, he got me. I know don't nobody, like she said, don't nobody want to mess with him. So it's also a survival thing. And then like you said, when it comes down to providers, I know he's going to overly provide. I know he's going to overly be able to help. So I understand what they think. And it starts at such a young mind frame, and that's the sad part. That's why he said, as a little boy, it doesn't start at an age where you're able you really get a chance to pick who you're deciding to look up to. It starts at a very young age. And even my brother said it. He was like, "I'm mad at myself because as soon as I touched some money, I just really wanted that belt. You feel me? I really want that belt. But dang, after 8 months, that belt broke. But it was something." He said, "But I seen all the guys with the belt." So to him, the belt meant I made it. You know what I'm saying? That's what the belt meant for him. I made it. Those things to them make it seem like they made it because that's how the men around them are portraying it. That's just how it looks. And it really depends on what level you're talking about. Are you talking about the deep hood? Because middle class, I understand what y'all saying. It's not that deep. People really just trying to mimic what they're close to in the next community over. So I understand that for the middle class, but for the like lower class, like in the hood, it's not no, oh well, no, this man gonna be able to take care of me and keep me safe. That's what they really believe.
No, the reason why I'm
until
saying
stuff start happening all around them.
The reason why I'm saying it makes a woman look even worse is because if they're literally saying they just want to be with a drug dealer because he's the man, you know what I'm saying, and the energy he bring, being the gun and the violence and all that stuff. If that's her catalyst for dating him, that makes her look very bad. Because I would argue that the men that have to get out night and day to go out there and do drugs probably had limited options to choose from as far as making wealth. He's probably grown up in a condition where like he had no other way to turn but to pick it up. But these women choosing these men, I don't see any argument where they didn't have any other way to choose a drug dealer. Because if any of these young dudes that's in the streets right now that's got to go pick up the bag can actually get out and make a living, they actually had the right upbringing, they actually had a circle around them, they wouldn't. History has shown us that these black people would not pick up and go the gun and go do drugs if they had opportunities. But if you're saying women are doing it not because they're disenfranchised, but because they just like the thrill of being with a drug, that just paints women out there.
But how are they not disenfranchised when they growing up with these women? They're not finding these women in other neighborhoods. They're finding the women in their neighborhoods. They're
I
products of
disagree
their
with that.
environment. Just how the little boy that's growing up with the mama that's on drugs, he got 3 sisters living in that same house underneath those same conditions as him. So how am I supposed to judge a man and look at him like he a hustler making his way? My daddy a hustler making his way. My brothers is hustlers making their way. My cousins is hustlers making their way. Every man I know is a hustler. Is gonna get busy. All the niggas I know go to jail. This normal. So the little girls ain't looking up and like, oh, I wanna be him. They wanna be her. They wanna be the girl that live in the hood and she got the bags and the purses and the nails and she got the dudes coming over there. They wanna look good and look like her. They looking up to her. They looking up to the kept woman. The little boys looking up to them, but she looking up to look. I'm gonna give me some Section 8 housing too, and my rent gonna be $5, and somebody gonna come up in here and be throwing stacks at me. It's a lifestyle that there is no other way. And then the movies imitate us. Movies barely imitate middle-class Black people. They come roll their cameras in the hood. So not only do we see it every day, we turn the TV on and y'all showing us this all there is to life. Y'all, we listen to the radio talking about what we going through. The radio ain't talking about, oh, we live in middle class, we all go and get doctorates. That ain't what the radio saying. The radio talk. My little cousin on the radio. I know Wayne them. I go to school with Juvenile son. We be at the park. I know them. So in our minds in the hood, y'all don't even realize when y'all start talking about middle class Black families that we didn't have all that. We be like, huh? Y'all was on some Cosby Show shit for real? We was thinking that shit was. We never thought the Cosby Show was real. We was like, nah, but The Wire, we related to that.
Yeah, can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, Jilla, you got it.
I'm from Newark, New Jersey. So
you grew up in Newark?
Yeah, I'm from Newark. Avon and Pet.
I'm from Hooterville.
You from Hooterville?
Yeah.
You already know. So you already know what I'm about to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, where I'm from, the drug dealer is king. You know what I'm saying? And the misnomer is that they was dealing with hood women. That's definitely not the truth. Where I'm from, it was women coming from Short Hills, Maplewood, everywhere to come deal with dudes in the trap. It was not just the chicks around the corner. The chicks, the drug dealer attracted all women. And it was because of the lifestyle, but it's because of the thrill. And I think a lot of young men started following the drug dealers because historically, I felt like the Black woman was always the moral compass of the community. So when she allowed herself to subject herself to a drug dealer, that realigned the moral compass of the young men. So if it's good enough for mama, it's definitely good enough for me. Like just like in The Wire, his mother had him selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like in Power, Tasha said, no, keep going. And who was Ghost's other girl? A district attorney. I got homies that's coming up that's on Fed time right now that just came home, and their girlfriends is chiefs of police. And I know homies we be bagging up. We was in the trap. Cops would be there, like not because they were snitching, because niggas was dirty. So where I'm from, drug dealers got all the women, not just the hood rats. More often, it's women from the suburbs because it was exciting. It was thrilling. It wasn't just the hood. A lot of times, the hood rats wouldn't mess with the drug dealers because they know them niggas. They would go get a square. So oftentimes, where I'm from, I feel like the regular Black woman was attracted to the hood guy. And to this day, I feel like that's still the case. And it kind of made young men not want to do the 9-to-5 thing. Why would I want it? Because it wasn't just about the money. It was about, they felt like you was a sucker because you got up every day and punched the clock when you could hit this block. So it wasn't even just about the money. They felt like you was less of a man if you took on a responsibility of letting some white man tell you what to do. Like it got real, real deep with the street game. But even to this day, women may not admit it, but there's something about the aesthetic of a drug dealer that appeals to Black women. I don't think it will always like that, but I think once the 70s and 80s hit, things kind of shifted.
I have a question for you.
It's always been like that since the mob.
But I have a question for y'all, for the men. Do y'all feel like that y'all have to divulge in a certain type of fashion in order to feel safe? Like sometimes I feel like, for instance, I heard a guy talking about gang banging, and the interviewer asked him, did you start that beef or did you inherit that beef? He was like, I don't know, Hoover. You know what I'm saying? I don't know Larry Hoover. Soon as I came out 6 years old, my uncle was like, "What up, folk?" You know what I'm saying? "What up, Lord? What up, GD?" Like whatever it is that they were, the uncles put it off on them. So do you feel if you went into a predominantly black crowd, you know what I'm saying, with the music that predominantly, that they feel like we listen to, you're in that type of environment, do you really feel like you could go in there dressed like that dude? Do you feel like you would be safe, and would you feel safe going in there dressed like that dude, or would you feel like a walking lick?
Marcus, could you answer that first?
Yeah, I feel super safe. I done did this shit before, but it's a reason why. So I don't think it's a very accurate depiction because them niggas already know me. So it ain't like I just be a new person that's
But
popping up.
nobody that you know. It's not people that you know. It's like you and a couple of your homeboys, y'all in the town, y'all in the new city. You feel me? Going into a certain environment. You know what I'm saying? Certain type of it's popular, but also, certain rappers go here. Certain people, you know how the vibe gonna be. You know
All
what
right.
I'm saying? I'm not
So,
talking about
but what
but
I'm
what
saying, yeah, I'll wear that, but I still have a polo on, especially from someplace in the new city. So it wouldn't really matter to me if they pull it. They just gonna, you feel? So,
Viz, you had a different answer?
I grew up. I am plugged. I was affiliated, so
Okay.
I lived that life. I dressed that way, but now, like I said, I for the most part I dress like Buddy in the first video, and I'll walk straight in the hood, liquor store, corner store, whatever, dressed just like that, and my friend ain't gonna say shit to me. I think that is in any hood. If you look like prey, you're gonna get preyed on. If you look and move a certain type of way, then motherfuckers not gonna fuck with you. So I don't think that and even guys from the hood that wasn't plugged, you know what I'm saying, they didn't get down, but people still respected them, you know what I'm saying, because again of how they carried themselves. So I think that that's the most important part of it all. It don't matter what you wearing, it's how you present yourself, and how if you present yourself like a stain, then motherfuckers gonna poke your ass. Pause. If, you know what I'm saying? If you but if you look like you one of them guys, then shit. Hey, you solid, you're solid, folks. Whatever. It don't matter what you is. I'm gonna acknowledge you as a man. So I think it's all about how you carry and present yourself.
Got it. And Vince, I don't believe you when you say you dress like the homie over there.